Yep. Yeah. What's up, guys? Um, sorry. Talking to somebody. Good to kick off. Pharaohs versus Warriors. You got the 2-0 Pharaohs, and I believe the Warriors are 1-1. Tristan Moore is going to take the return for 20 yards. The Warriors are 1-1. The only team that's 0-2 is the Lancers. Every other team is 1-1, and the Pharaohs are 2-0. So Jeremy Krause gonna kick stuff off. He's looking for a man. Has LPG for a first down, 26 yards. First and 10 after that. Gain to 26. Krause looking, almost gets sacked. Has to get rid of it. And couldn't find his target there. Finds Hugh Janus for a 7-yard completion. And finds Billy Gunn. He's going to taunt going into the end zone. The extra point by the bot is almost blocked, but it will be good. And Cam Jones going to take the kick return. He gets 20. And Melly Brez for 21 yards. And blown up in the backfield by Aaron McBot for a 5-yard loss. Tom Brady looking, has to get rid of it. And that is tipped away by Cordell McBot. And that will bring up a 3rd and 15. And Melly Brez up the middle, spins, gets first down and more. Makes the last guy miss, and he's going to score a 57-yard touchdown. And that is good, and the game will be tied. Kickoff to Tristan Moore. He takes it at the 6. Makes a man miss. Gets 26 on the kick return. Kraus looking, overthrows Billy Gunn. That will bring up a 2nd and 10. Pressure is getting to Kraus. He has to get rid of it fast. And he gets sacked. Robert Cron on the 9-yard loss. Brings up a 3rd and 19. And the pressure comes again, and he gets it off. Hugh Janus gets it for a gain of 27. Person 10 around the 50. They're going to run it, and he is sacked by Larry McBot. Second and 20. He gets rid of it, and that is jarred loose. Deflected by Jared McBot. Third and 20 for the Pharaohs. Pressure comes again. He is sacked again by Tremont King, the waiver. And that will bring up a 4th down and 29. So Warriors might get manageable field position here. If it doesn't go over his head, it will go over his head, and it will be inside the 10. At the 8. Warriors take back over. They're going to pass it. And that's tipped by Clay Gamble. Second and 10 on the 8. And that's tipped and almost caught by the receiver. Mark the goat on the deflection. Third and 10. He gets rid of it fast, and it's incomplete. Looks like he was looking for the fullback, I think that was. And that will bring up a 4th down. And we'll punt it right back to the Pharaohs. Tristan Moore will take it around the 50. Gets 16 out of it. Good field position for them. Now will be the end of the quarter with it tied up 7-7. Pharaohs come out at the 38. And they're going to pass it again. Finds Hugh Janus for 6 yards. They hand it to Tristan Moore, who fumbles it. Picked up by Kraus. Third and 4. Kraus just saved a big turnover from happening. He had the first down too before he fumbled it. And he will get the edge here, and he will get caught after a 23-yard run. First and goal on the 9. Tristan Moore in for a 10-yard run and touchdown. Pharaohs will regain the lead. And they will kick the PAT. Up and good. They will take the 7-point lead. Kickoff to Cam Jones. Makes a man miss. Gets 27. Caught by Rios. His first of the day. First and 10. Pitch to Brez, who takes it on the inside and should have took it to the outside. Gets 4. Second and 6. Rush gets to him, gets it off though, and completes it to Rios for 11. First and 10. Pitch to Brez, makes a man miss. Jabroni catches up to him. 26-yard run. He's over 100 today. And they could tie it up right here with this possession. Looking to pass. Goes in the back of the end zone. Tipped away. Or it was dropped, not even tipped. Or deflected. Second and 10. They're going to pass it again. Dumps it down to the bot. And that will be a 3rd and 7. And they bring the rush, and the sack gets to him. Haywood Jabroni gets the sack. Mark the GOAT came right up the middle though, untouched. I think he's the one that forced the sack. And they will settle for a field goal. And that is good. Makes it a 14-10 game. Pharaohs lead. With 1:13 left until the half. Tristan Moore is back to return. He's going to take it. He's going to make 2 men miss. He's going to get 23. And they start off at the 29. Tristan Moore up the middle. Gets 12 yards. And they're not going to use the timeout. So they're probably just going to run the clock out. Tristan Moore gets 10 yards. Changing. Okay, now they use their timeout. After the first down by Tristan Moore. 34 seconds left. And up the middle for the bot. It's 7 yards. Egypt calls their second timeout with 29 seconds left. They're going to pass it here. And they overthrow Billy Gunn. That's 3rd and 3. They still have a timeout left. They run a screen to Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn picks up the first down and 8 yards. They call their last timeout. 14 seconds left. Might try to get a few yards here and hit a field goal or something. And they get it to Moore, who breaks the tackle on the sidelines, and he is down at the 1-yard line. He does not get the touchdown. And that will be the halftime. What a crazy end to the half. by a yard. Halftime, Warriors will get the ball. And Cam Jones breaks away. Gets a gain of 46 yards on the kick return. And off to DJ McBot for 3 yards. Second and 7 for the Warriors. And Lava Cake makes the stop, 1 yard loss. Third and 8. They're going to pitch it to Brez, who gets the first down and more. Pushed out of bounds after 37 yards. And they are at the 9. They're going to pass it. Tipped in the back of the end zone. Deflected by Mark the Goat, his second of the day. Second and goal. And they're going to pitch it to Brez, who fumbles it. Picked up by the Pharaohs. And the Pharaohs take over at the 32. Pharaohs are going to pass here. Pressure comes and Kraus is sacked. Second and 17. They're going to pass it again. Has to get rid of it. Overthrows Jay Woods. And that will bring up a third and 17. And they bring the rush. Get it to LPG, who does not pick up the first down. Bring up a 4th and 2 in a punt situation here. Now we'll go over the head and inside the 10. At the 10. Warriors take back over. Melly Brez in the backfield, who just came off the fumble. And that's tipped away. Deflected by Roy Knight. Second and 10 for the Warriors. I formation set. And they're going to pass it. Finds Cam Jones deep down the field for 24 yards. First and 10 at the 34. Warriors really need a touchdown drive here. Pharaohs send the blitz, but they get the ball off quick to DJ McBot. 15 yards. I'll have to stream it for you. Three-yard run. Second and 7. Pitch to Brez, who might get the first down. Jenkins come out. Nope, third and short. Third and 1 for the Warriors. Need to pick up this first down. And Brez breaks the tackle. Goes down the sideline. It's 25 yards. First and 10. They're going to pitch it to Brez, who takes the inside. and gets 2 yards. Third quarter is winding down. 14 seconds left. And up the middle. And he celebrated and fumbled. Turnover. Mark the Goat has the fumble recovery. That's their second fumble in the red zone. They pitch it to Tristan Moore, who gets met in the backfield by Larry McBot for a 4-yard loss. And that will bring up the fourth quarter. Second and 14. And they're going to pass it. And they find LPG for the first down. He breaks the tackle. Gets a gain of 42 yards for LPG. The rookie tight end. No, he's a rookie. Tristan Moore. Second and inches. Yeah, he was on the Monarchs last season as a waiver. And they run a screen to Billy Gunn, who has it. Gain of 22. Third and 74. Or not third and 74. He has 3 catches for 74 yards. And they're going to pass it here. Kraus looking. Throws it to the ground. Incomplete pass. Second and 10 for the Pharaohs. They're going to run another screen to Billy Gunn, who gets met where he catches it. 2-yard loss. Tremont King, the waiver, gets it. And that will bring up a third and 12. And they're still going to pass it. Finds Billy Gunn for a touchdown, 20-yard catch, and score for him. Extra point. Bot kicks it up and good. Egypt takes 21-10 lead. The Warriors really messed up this game. They could have had 2 touchdowns, and they fumbled it both times. They fumbled it twice at the 5. Yeah. And that's tipped away. Mark the Goat gets his 3rd deflection. That guy was taunting too when he was going into the end zone and he fumbled it. Second and 10. They get rid of it fast and complete. Third and 10. And they're going to pass it. And they're going to find Rios for 11 yards. Picks up the first down. First and 10 for the Warriors. Need to get a quick touchdown here to stay in this game. They find Cam Jones. Cam Jones gets the breakaway speed. No one can catch up to him. They do. 60-yard catch. I'll cry. It's just bad luck. That's tipped away. Deflected by Mark the Goat. His 4th deflection. Mark the Goat, who came into the league as a wide receiver, converted to a linebacker and playing great. And that is dropped in the end zone. A lot of time being wasted in the red zone for the Warriors. And that's intercepted. Clay Gamble. Tom Brady picked off. And that is 3 turnovers in the red zone for the Warriors. Pretty good at safety here, though. Oh, they're going to give it to Tristan Moore, who gets 10. Second and inches. Warriors call timeout. Pitch to Tristan Moore. Try to run this clock out. Gets 3 yards. First down. Warriors call their second timeout. I think that was Clay Gamble's first career interception. Hand off up the middle to Tristan Moore. Spins. Gets gain of 30. Warriors called their last timeout. With 1:09 left. Pitch to Moore, who finds the edge, gets 15. And this game is all but over. Warriors 3 touchdowns wiped away by turnovers. I mean, the 2 turnovers came from the running back, so. Third and 5, pitch to Moore. Gets the first down, and that will be the game. No, there will be one more play. And they're going to attempt a field goal and probably miss it. It's blocked. Bernard McBot blocks the field goal. And that is the game. Not going to go over too many stats here. Just going to skim by them. They need to add a forced fumble stat. Interception, Clay Gamble. See, it doesn't say who forced the fumble, who picked the fumble up or anything. It'd be cool if they added it. I'd enjoy it. And that is game 1. Pharaohs winning it. 21-10. Alright. Second game is Monarchs versus the Comets. Comets to kick off. Himothy back to return. He takes it at the 3. Makes a move. Gets 26. Monarchs come out. 1st and 10. Dexter Fireblaze to Calvin Johnson was deflected by Mike McLevore. Second and 10. And they're going to pass it again. He's going to get sacked. Andy McBot on the sack. 10-yard loss. So that will bring up a 3rd and 20 for the Monarchs. And they're going to pass it again. Has all the time. And that is dropped by Himothy. Quick 3 and out for the Comets. Just starts the game. 4th down. Odell back to return. He's going to take it at the 25. It's hit after 9. And the Comets come out 1st and 10. Herb Collins going to run a screen to Odell, who breaks away from it, gets 9 yards. Second and short. Second and 1 for the Comets. They're going to pass it. Pressure's coming, has to get rid of it. That is dropped by Jaden Green, the running back. And that will make up a 3rd and 1 for them, for the Comets. And Jaden Green up the middle gets met after 5 yards. First down. First and 10, empty formation for the Comets. Another screen to Greg Olson, who picks up no gain. Second and 10. Empty again. Finds John Weeks, who makes a spin. Picks up 45 yards. And they're at the 3-yard line, or the 6-yard line. Hand off to Green, who gets 1 yard on the run. Second and goal. They're going to pass it here. Tipped away, back of the end zone. Deflected by Alshon McBot. Third and goal for the Comets. They're going to run a screen to Greg Olson Jr., who taunts but doesn't get it. 4-yard pass. They might go for it here. They will go for it at the 2. And Julius McBot in for the touchdown, 1-yard run. And Comets take the lead. First points on the board. They make this 7-point lead. It is good. And the Monarchs will get the ball back to try to tie things up. Timothy will take it around the 3-yard line. 20 yards for him. Dexter Fireblazer hands it off to Otto Jerebko for the first down. I don't know. Looks like it's pronounced Jerebko. Dexter Fireblaze looking to pass here. Tipped away. Almost caught by Himothy. Little Johnny on the deflection. Little Johnny had a great game last week. Making his case for Rookie of the Year. And they're going to do a wide receiver run for a 3-yard loss. Haywood and McBot on the tackle. 3rd and 13. That's Haywood Jabroni's brother. And they let a guy come through and he can't get the pass off. The pressure got to him. And that will bring up a 4th down. Dexter Fireblazer starts 0-3 in completions. And they're going to punt it to A. Odell. High punt. Met where he caught it. No return. Herb Collins looking deep. Misses A. Odell. Herb Collins looking to pass it again. Finds a wide open A. Odell for 17. Herb Collins down the sideline. Finds John Weeks. Gain of 41 yards there. He has 86. And Herb Collins, Tony Delvecchio, suppressor, playing very well this season so far. Or whatever the term is. Yeah, successor. What did I say? 8-yard catch, John Weeks touchdown. I said suppressor. Himothy takes the return. 20-yard gain for him. And Monarchs are down 14-0 in the second quarter. Can't do much on offense here. And that is batted away. Second and 10. And that's dropped again. Dexter Fireblazer starting off this game 0-6. And he's going to take it. And he's going to pick up 4. And that will pick up another 4th down. Their third 4th down this game so far. They're going to punt it once more to Aodell. And that was a pretty good punt. No return. Out at the 16. That was deflected by Deion Jackson. I think he's a waiver. Herb Collins finds multi-man for 13. 14 yards, first down. Both of these teams are not running the ball, so this game is gonna drag. Three yards, Aodell. Second and 7. And there's a run for Jaden Green, who trucks a man, gets first down. Looking and had Aodell, but it got jarred loose by Dick Buckus. Second and 10. Herb Collins finds Greg Olson. That also gets jarred loose on Adrian McBot. Third and 10 here for the Comets. And they run a screen to Olson Jr., who gets stuffed by Ron McBot. 1 yard loss. 4th down. Punt situation. And that will be a touchback. And the Monarchs come out, trying to do something at all on offense. And designed quarterback run, and he fumbles it. Picked up and ends up being a gain of 2 yards. Second and 8, and he gets sacked. Can't find an open man. Haywood McBot on. I gotta see how much total offense the Monarchs have right now. They have 11 total yards this game. 3rd and 15. And they run a screen to Ali, who makes a juke, gets 5, but won't get the first down. Comets call a timeout with a minute left in the half. And good punt. But Aodell gets to return it. Picks up 18. And with 39 seconds left, Comets will... Looks like they're going to pass it. So they would try to go downfield. Finds Olsen Jr. Calls their second timeout. 33 seconds left. And they're still going to pass it. Finds multi-man who breaks the tackle. Gets 27 on the catch. And they don't use a timeout here. With 9 seconds left, so they'll try to go downfield a little more. Maybe kick a field goal. And incomplete with 2 seconds left. So I don't know if they're going to attempt a field goal. They did get a new kicker, and they will. So we'll see Cannon's first kick. And it is good. Colton Cannon, 46-yard kick. $16 total yards for the Monarchs. And I think the Comets get the ball back. They do. Aodell back to return. Gets a gain of 16. Starburst. Herb Collins tipped away, almost caught by Jaden Green, deflected by Ro McBot. Yeah, I don't like Skittles too much. At work in the one vending machine, they have Starburst like small sized bites. They're so good. Colin Porter on the sack. Third and 18 for the Comets. And they get it to Jaden Green, 6-yard, but not a first down. And Colt Cannon will come out to punt it. Two-yard gain after the punt. Yeah, well, they got a new kicker. Warriors kicked a field goal last game too and made it. That's what the score was, 21-10. And finally, some positive yards for the Monarchs, but still not a first down. $30 yards. Trying to get some here. And out of the hands of Calvin Johnson. You know, it's not even Dexter Fireblazer's fault, really. His receivers aren't catching anything. And they're going to punt it. And that will be a touchback. Nope. Not at all. Well, they've been down pretty early, so. This game is going to be a bad game in the stat sheet. And multi-man wide open, 29-yard catch for him. John Weeks, 4-yard catch. 5-yard. Second and 5. And Herb Collins goes down. Sacked by Ro McBot. 9-yard loss. Third and 14. If they get 10 yards, they could possibly kick a field goal. Showing that Colt Cannon has a boot on him. And they get 7 yards. Maybe they will attempt it. I don't think so though. They might just punt it. They will punt it. Colt Cannon trying to pin them deep. And if that guy just let it bounce a little bit, probably would have been a pin, but nonetheless, good punt. Fireblaze comes out, looking, goes deep and deflected. Deshaun Justice Jr. on the deflection. Second and 10 for the Monarchs. 2 for 10 and 19 yards, and Dexter Fireblaze has to go, and he gets sacked. Darnell Pope on the 1-yard loss. Comets defense came to play today. I called it. I mean, Little Johnny on the deflection. I thought what the Comets did in the offseason was perfect. They took all the Pharaohs waivers that helped them win the Gold Bowl, and they're running away with it. Still couldn't beat the Pharaohs last game though. Pharaohs just, an elite dynasty, if you would. And Herb Collins gets sacked. Jason McBot. You get the Polar Bears after this game. Second and 20 for the Comets. And Herb Collins looking, throws deep and gets deflected. Dick Buckus is second. Fourth quarter. Third and 20 for the Comets. And they're going to run it with Jaden Green, who gets 4 yards. So Colt Cannon coming out to punt again. Good punt by Colt. Inside the 10. At the 9. And Dexter Fireblaze sacked by Kelvin McBot. And Dexter Fireblaze incomplete. Pass dropped. Fireblaze looking, caught by Calvin Johnson. 10 yards, no first down though. And they're going to go for it, and they do pick up the first down on No Safari. Thank God they picked up that first down. Needed that. Calvin Johnson, 9 yards. Deflected. Second and 10. Calvin Johnson, 7 yards. 9 yard, sorry. Oh, my dog's going nuts now. Relax. Hey. Don't yell at my dog. Dexter Fireblazer. Caught Calvin Johnson, 5 yards. Third and 5 for the Monarchs. Need to get something here, and dropped out of the hands. Number 18. Oh, come on, relax. Fourth and 5 for the Monarchs. Not getting shut out today. Touchdown, Xavier Ali. 32-yard catch and touchdown. Extra point. They will attempt to go for 2 here. And don't get it. Deflected away. And the Monarchs... Actually, game isn't a blowout or anything, surprisingly. Yeah. On the stat sheet, it looks like a blowout, but... Yeah, no, it's 2 scores now. Yes, so 2 scores. Dumbass. Herb Collins, with a minute left, just gonna run the clock out. They're in inches. Don't get it. Could be a little scary here if the Monarchs force a fumble. Or get the stop. And Jana Green will get the edge, and they will not get the stop. And that's a gain of 20 yards. Alright. You can't play with any other toy. He's got to play with a squeaker. And they're still going to pass it here. Incomplete. Jana Green up the middle for an 8. Third and 1, handoff to the bot for the first down. 3 seconds left. They're going to try to attempt a field goal with Colt Cannon. They are. And it's up and good. 41-yard kick. Final. Just going to go over the player stats quick. I'm going to summary. Collins, 15-25, 213 yards, and a touchdown. Good game for him. Defense played outrageously good. Colt Cannon waiver, 2 field goals for him, 46 yard or 46 for the longest yard, and 2 extra points. Good to see that for the waiver. And on to the last game, which will be Lancers versus Minnesota. Before I start, did you want to move this guy anywhere? Done? Oh, which one? Center? Last game of the week. And Minnesota will kick off to the 0-2 Lancers. And Phoebe Storm gets 18, 17. Tatum Washington coming out. And sacked first play of the game. John Wall. Looks like that offensive line didn't really do much for you. Just stating what I see. And off to Storm. Gets no gain. I think the Lancers are on tank watch. Might get a little fine. And you get a fine for it. Minus 25 cap space for next year. Yeah. No. Trying to trade you. You know who I'm trying to trade you? Why not? He's active. It's not like he's not active. Lane Tiberhine, 37 yards. He is active in my server, buddy. And deflected back of the end zone by Terry Rush. He was a good pickup. He's doing his part. Micah Pope in for the touchdown. Made a nice juke move. 15 yards. And he was also a good waiver pickup. Or is he a rookie? I don't know if Micah Pope, is he a rookie or a waiver? Tatum Washington, 3 yards. 5 yards. Looking in 5. Phoebe Storm up the middle, 12 yards. First down. You know what would be a good edit for Tatum Washington? To like base it off of? No, a good like graphic or like graphic edit. If you do like a Jalen Hurts thing for him. Yeah, because like the green uniforms and stuff. And his play style is kind of like Jalen Hurts. He can run past it. Just what I see. And he's number 1 like Jalen Hurts. Phoebe Storm, all the blockers next to him. This guy's gonna catch up to him, so someone look back. They don't go back and block either. They just run with them. You know what? I'm gonna make a Tatum Jalen Hurts graphic. Like everything works out for that. His numbers number one, same play style. Unknown McBot gets no gain off John Wall. The green jerseys. Three-yard Tribute Storm cannot get in there. And turn over John Wall on the turnover. And hopefully you get a safety here or something. And Michael Pope up the middle. And Lane Tiberhine down the sideline. And dropped. Tiberhine catch. Michael Pope on the catch. And Anumo Osoto in for the touchdown. Touchback on the kickoff. And Phoebe Storm, 24-yard gain. Out of the hands. Caught by Montroy, his first catch of the day. John Wall on the stop. Montroy on the catch, 20, 30 yards. That's dropped. Deflected by Trey Martin. John Cobb on the spin. 2-yard completion. And they gonna kick a field goal. It's good. Gunstrom on the completion. Or on the good field goal. Right. John Wall on the stop. BB Storm, 3-yard gain. And they're going to punt it to a Soto, which will end the quarter. (14-3) to begin the second half. Polar Bears will get it through for the start the half. Sacked by Alpha Meat. John Cobb, 2-yard gain. CB Storm, 6 yards. CB Storm on the outside, 16 yards. Not a bad game. Micah Pope up the middle for 8. No gain there for the Polar Bears. That's tipped away. Now bring up a 4th and 1. They'll punt it. CB Storm up the middle for 9. John Cobb for 5. Deep pass. Oh, all out of the hands, number 13. That would have been a huge gain. 3rd and 10. And Kaiser fumbles into the end zone. John McBot for the touchdown. CB Storm back to return. No McBot, 11 yards. Kaiser sacked by DeMar Trioid. Caught by Jason Breach for 16 yards, 3rd and 4. Deep pass to Breeze Jr. for 24 yards. Washington finds Breeze Jr. for another 24 yards, 25, 26. Storm stopped. 2016 game, not horrible. Ten-yard catch, 3rd and 8. And that will be a 4th down. Tim Washington finds Montroy downfield for a 31-yard catch. BB Storm. What's going on my screen here? I don't know why my toolbar is down there. BB Storm, 13 yards. Lancers call timeout. Minute 17 left. And touchdown, John Cobb, 5 yards. They take the lead with a minute left. Extra points up and good. They take the lead by 3. Lopez going deep, caught by Lane Timberhine. Tipped away. And fumble. Pick up by Alpamete. And Tatum Washington gets sacked. Caught by Breeze Jr. I know. Oh, but you'll score another touchdown. John Cobb, 21-yard catch. Extra point. Up and good. Take 10-point lead with 9 seconds left. Standings. Cobras are in last. look at the announcements tab. I'll fires. I don't know, I could have made it look better, but I just wanted to get it out. That is week 3. No, every team has a win. We'll see you guys for week 4 on Saturday, I think. And stay tuned in the Discord for announcements. And don't forget to look at the stat sheet and standings to see where your team is and where you are. Stat sheet will be updated when Colin Porter gets around to it. And we'll see you